to our best man.
Oh boy! I got a lot prepared, so. Jesus. All right.
I'm still praying, Tim.
Right there, Mom. Thank you. Let's get to know the crowd first. Of the men in the crowd, raise your hand if you've ever had a crush on your friend's sister. I'm raising my hand because Sarah Haskins, where are you? Who's bad? Sarah, who's bad party time? Now, and of that group that raised their hand, who's actually married their friend's sister? Scott Carrie! Carrie, you look fantastic. You're beautiful. I'm standing on a chair. There's a couple people I wanted to thank before we get into this, and I've got an opportunity to do so. I'm going to. A lot of people put a lot of time and effort into tonight, and it's been memorable, it's been fun, and I appreciate the opportunity to be a part of it. And Jim and Connie Meister, thank you very much for tonight. And let's keep it going to Cindy and Kevin Haskins. They did a great job last night. Scott didn't know I was going to get Kevin out of a Hawaiian shirt, but last night we were Hawaiian themed, so he's wearing a white shirt tonight, so thank you, Kevin. All right, and everyone's had their meal. I heard a couple people actually at this table talking about how great the meal was tonight. I don't know if everyone knows this, but originally Cindy Haskins had insisted that she cook the meal for everyone tonight. Cindy, it was a nice offer, but your green bean tater tot hot dish salad or whatever it's just not appropriate. I'm sorry. Anyways. Cindy likes to cook food. So I'm Scott's best man. I'm Tim Schultz, but more importantly, I'm Scott's best friend. And I asked Carrie this morning how much time I could talk today, and she gave me 30 seconds for each year I've known Scott, so I've got 12 and a half minutes. I will try and be brief. No? Okay, right? Okay. So to describe Scott and my friendship, I'm standing on a chair right now, but Scott and my friendship, if you think of an event that happened in Scott's life or an event that happened in my life, we've really spent each one of those events together, right? And when you get to know someone that well, you get to know a lot about them, and there's some things that you would rather share with everyone about that person that you know that maybe everyone doesn't know. And Carrie, I learned last night that you don't know one of these things. So there's 4 things about Scott that I want to share with everyone tonight. And the first part. This is going to go really long. The first is that Scott's a sports fanatic. He runs his life around sports. He does his homework and, well, I don't care. He runs his life around sports. He played tennis. He was in soccer. He was in swimming. And he's run our fantasy football league since I was in middle school. He's the commissioner of our fantasy football league, so thank you. The second thing about Scott that I think everyone should know is the first CD he ever purchased, Mariah Carey, Daydream. He still owns it, he still listens to it. He likes it. The third thing is that when Scott loses in a sport, he gets very emotional. And by emotional, I mean when he was a kid, he used to bawl. When he was a kid, just bawl. And when Cindy would yell at him, he would start crying as well. You didn't know that, Carrie, did you? And then the last thing, I don't know if he did this today, I don't know if he did it anymore, but Scott used to shave his chest when we were in college. But I can tell you that throughout my life, Scott has been nothing, he's always been there for me. He's nothing but a best friend and a mentor to me, and I say mentor because in AP American History, he used to let me copy his tests. Mr. Your Show, he's not here tonight, but he used to let me. No, but Scott's the smartest guy I know. He was valedictorian of our high school class. He was accepted into med school before he even took a college course. And he's almost a 4.0 when he's on his way to being an orthopedic surgeon. So he's a very successful man. And I also say mentor because if I ever said anything stupid or incorrect, Scott made sure he corrected me in front of everyone out loud. It was absolutely Cindy, tell me. No, but if you don't know Scott right now, once you get a chance to meet him, you'll realize that he's genuine, he's witty, he's intelligent. He's sometimes a little bit quiet, but once you get to know him, he's very eccentric. And Scott, I hope we see the eccentric side of you tonight. Right? Who's met party time? So I need to talk about how Scott and Carrie met, and I'll try and be brief. But I'm sorry.
And he's standing on the chairs. That's the next thing.
8:10. So Scott and Carrie met the way that most of the people from River Falls met Carrie. She used to come to the tailgate parties after the Badger games, and we knew that Scott liked Carrie, but we never knew that he was dating Carrie. So it was very secretive. I think I'm going to put it in perspective because John was obviously Carrie's sister, so Scott was not going to be open about dating her. Oh, brother. Be quiet. But I really caught wind of what was going on. It was Florida. It was after the Badger Bowl game our senior year. Scott and Carrie decided that it was important for us to all go to a Disney's Pleasure Island. Has anyone heard of this? No? And it's a fun place. And we went there, and what was so great about it is about halfway through the night, I knew that Scott and Carrie were meant for each other because you guys have so many complementary characteristics. And there's three things particular. Scott and Carrie both love having a good time, right? Who's bad part? And Scott and Carrie love dancing with each other, right? Grinding. And what I also learned that night is that Scott and Carrie like kissing each other. Oh! So that's the night I knew that they liked each other and that they were going to be in love forever. If you can kiss while you're dancing, you are in love forever. So Carrie, after that, Carrie started visiting the Doty House more. Scott started making what it seemed like was weekly trips to Chicago, right? And Carrie, thank you for being a mentor to me as well. I know you've been there for me. Carrie always comes to me when I need what's proper etiquette advice. So like when I'm talking about what do I say in front of my best friend, I go to Carrie first, and she always gives me advice, right? And more recently, give me advice on being there for a good friend. So I thank you. Anyways, I'll move on from that. That was a nice. So I said that Scott and Carrie complement each other very well, right? And the way that they complement each other very well is that they're very committed and passionate about everything they do in life. And Scott's always been the planner for everything that my friends do whenever we go out, and yeah. But most recently, Carrie has joined that role as well. And a couple years ago, we went to Michigan State for a football game. And it happened, yeah. And it happened to be over